Greetings, Chris aka TPH Games here. Today I have some more references and Easter eggs from Cyberpunk 2077. This time we talk about the anime masterpiece Ghost in the Shell from 1995. Some of these references are quite easy to overlook and some backgrounds quite surprising. For example, there is a cyber psycho in Watson Kabuki. Her name is Lieutenant Moa and she can make herself invisible and mostly fights with her fists, so close quarters combat. The arena itself is also slightly flooded, which is all very reminiscent to the iconic scene in the original Ghost in the Shell film where Major Kusanagi, the protagonist, fights the thug in the water while being invisible. Lieutenant Moa's hair also looks very similar to that of Kusanagi and both also wear some kind of visor. Further, the name Kusanagi translates to grass cutter and cutting grass is also called mowing, so the name Moa is a reference as well. Here she is not Major like Kusanagi but Lieutenant. Also, Militech sends a kill squad after her. In the anime film, Kusanagi also becomes the second target for the Section 6 kill squad. Then there is the Yaiba Kusanagi CT3X motorcycle, which the player can buy. It has the film's protagonist's name, and interestingly, in the anime series Ghost in the Shell Arise, Major Kusanagi also drives a red motorcycle. However, we also find the depiction of a pill or capsule on it, which is similar to the one on the jacket of Kaneda in the Akira film from 1988. It's of course also in the manga. Another cyberpunk classic. Kaneda's gang is called the Capsule, so it's their logo. He also drives a very iconic red motorcycle and it looks somewhat similar to the one in the game, for example many stickers on it, but there are also some differences like the sitting position. However, there's another anime series with a similar red bike called Bubblegum Crisis from 1987. It's the bike of protagonist Briss. It changes its design in the series a few times, but the one from, for example, episode 3 Blow Up looks really similar. What is further interesting, 1996 a Bubblegum Crisis tabletop RPG was published by R. Telsorian Games. And guess who its founder is? Mike Pondsmith, the creator of the Cyberpunk universe. He is even listed in the credits of the rulebook. In this artwork from the book, the bike looks also very similar, so the bike's design could be a triple reference. All these Easter eggs you have already seen in the Ghost in the Shell YouTube short, but there are some more in Cyberpunk 2077. If you call Judy, or she calls you, you can see her avatar image, which she also has as a tattoo. It's a ghost coming out of a clam or shell, so it's a ghost in a shell. Cool little detail, and it kind of fits to Judy as well. I can see her liking Ghost in the Shell. Also, as BD editor, she can often see into the memories of people, which is part of their inner beings, their ghosts. In the genre she produces, I would assume she often sees what so-called dolls, sex workers, experience. While for the customers, the dolls are often just shells. Judy sees that there is a ghost, something human inside. At least that is how I would interpret it. Distantly similar, there is an achievement called Demon in the Shell. The definition of demon in the Pondsmith cyberpunk world changed or evolved over time, it seems. In later iterations, it can mean a limited AI program, often being dangerous. In the Cyberpunk 2077 database, it reads like that it means rogue AIs, but in early iterations, it also meant programs, often malicious, that run on their own on another system using that system's processing power. So it does not need a human to be connected to it or to control it. In my understanding, that is true for some quick hacks as well. In the release version of Cyberpunk, the term demon was used in some perks. Back in the day, you could use breach protocol on an enemy or a camera and unlock those demons in the hacking minigame for the whole enemy network. For example, there was Big Sleep, where you turn off all cameras for either 3 or 6 minutes. This effect was called Demon, and those demons had to be unlocked with perks. This mechanic vanished from the game completely with the 2.0 release. The real-world definition of a daemon is: in computing, a daemon is a program that runs as a background process rather than being under the direct control of an interactive user. So I assume that the nature of acting on its own developed into the idea of it being some kind of AI, though this was originally not meant. If we consider that a program acts on its own and starts to develop a personality, we come into the direction of a ghost in the shell, with the term shell also meaning, for example, a command line interface. So in a way, lines of code. That an AI suddenly becomes self-aware is a topic we find in, for example, the first Ghost in the Shell film from 1995, think of the Puppet Master. For the achievement you must kill 3 enemies with a detonate grenade quick hack. You put a program that acts on its own, a daemon, into the case or shell of a grenade. Fitting name and nice reference. Then we have another one that is so easy to overlook. On some computer screens in the game you find the logo of the individual 11 group from Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. They appear in the series season 2 and in the OVA film, I think. Speaking of standalone complex, behind the Wellsprings water treatment plant is a very hidden shard with the conversation between Leo Wood and Militech Captain number 84590. It's quite hidden. In it we learn that Leo Wood thinks he is still in a questionable and brutal military operation in Brazil, so South America. A strategy that was used there was torturing and killing local civilians with his knife and recording their deaths as brain dance. These recordings he would then secretly scatter in enemy territory to lower the morale among the enemies and the civilians. I assume due to the traumatic burden, Wood thinks he is still in Brazil in that operation and carries out these cruel orders just now in Night City. He contacts his superior awaiting orders, who orders him to kill himself. We find him dead in his shack with several corpses of civilians. This story clearly references what happens in Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, season 1 episode 10, called A Perfect Day for a Jungle Cruise. Both are very similar. There is another one I'm not sure about. Maybe let me know what you think in the comments. There is a perk called Proximate Propagation in the intelligence tree. The icon with the hands remind me a bit of the scene where Dr. Willis activates the fast typing mode and his fingers split in many joints. There is also a perk with a man typing called Force Kill Cipher, but I think it's maybe a bit far-fetched. Then we have the Arasaka parade in Japantown, which is also distantly reminiscent to the parade we see in Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence, with these houses and figures seemingly flying through a canyon of skyscrapers. According to Wikipedia, quoting the director, the parade sequence is based on a religious procession and a temple in Taiwan. The last reference I know about is the Chimera Boss Fight early in Phantom Liberty. It's very reminiscent of the spider tank that Major Kusanagi has to fight at the end of the first Ghost in the Shell film. You can also hide behind pillars that shatter from the heavy machine gun fire of the Chimera. And to finish it, V opens a hatch to its core on top of it and throws in a grenade. Also, Kusanagi attacks the hatch of the spider tank. A very cool boss fight and reference. As a fan of the cyberpunk genre, I have a deep appreciation for Ghost in the Shell, and it's nice to see so many references, Easter eggs and homages to it. Thank you for watching. I hope I could show you a few things you did not have noticed yet. If I've missed something, let me know in the comments. Also feel free to subscribe and like. What is your favorite Ghost in the Shell reference in the game? Or what other reference do you like? If you want to see more references, check my last video. Also, huge shoutouts and thank you to all my supporters. If you want to join the club, there are tons of ways you can do that. Be it Patreon, Ko-fi, YouTube or Twitch memberships and so on. helps handcrafting these research-heavy videos in these content slop times. If you like Lord of the Rings lore, I have a lore channel as well. Again, thank you for watching and goodbye.